what's up guys? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Rebecca, this is Becca's Bookshelf, and today I'm going to be doing a tag video. I decided that I was looking through some stuff to do, and I saw the fanfiction tag created by Jen Campbell and Rowan Ellis. I will link it down below in the description box, so you guys can go check the original video out, but it was really fun, and I'm really involved in fanfiction, so I thought, what the heck, let's do it. So without further ado, here's the fanfiction book tag. Question number 1 is, do you read or write fanfiction? Do you read or write fanfiction, and why? Yes, to both. I don't read as much as I write anymore. I used to read fanfiction all the time. It used to be the only thing I did, and I would write fanfiction in secret. But in recent years, other people's fanfiction just hasn't done it for me, so I started writing my own fanfiction, and I just love fanfiction. I think it's great. I think it's a great conduit to writing in worlds that you don't want to leave, and it's a great way to spark your writing if you're having like a writing slump. So say like I'm writing my original writings and I just am not feeling it right now, I can go to another world, and it doesn't matter if I'm right or wrong, because it doesn't have to be perfect. It doesn't have to be. That's the one thing I really like about writing fanfiction is it doesn't have to be perfect. I don't have to make sure that every sentence is whatever. It doesn't have to be structured exactly right. It's okay if there's plot holes at some points, because it doesn't matter. It's just fanfiction, just for fun. Like, just let it roll. Let it roll. Question number 2 is, how and when did you discover fanfiction, and how old were you? I discovered fanfiction when I was in late elementary school, early middle school. I think the first thing I can ever really remember writing was this one story in like 5th grade that I wrote about me and my friends. It was kind of like the Magic Tree House, but it was us instead. So it was that kind of thing. But then the really big thing that I started writing was Fullmetal Alchemist fanfiction. But when I discovered fanfiction, I was doing a lot more reading, and it was on a website that I haven't heard people mention in fanfiction videos, but it was a site called Quizilla, and it was a quiz website, but people were turning it into a fanfiction website, and I just remember that we had to, like, because it was supposed to be quizzes, we were, like, going around the rules or whatever, and they'd have little, like, are you reading this? Click this button here, and then hear, like, little, like, answers to each little section, and it, like, didn't have anything to do with it. It'd just be like, click this one, don't click this one, yes, no, like, it was just ridiculous, and it was hilarious, and I really loved Quizilla, and I don't even know if it still exists. I'm gonna check. No, it doesn't. It doesn't exist any longer. There's a Wikipedia page for it. Oh, it closed in 2014. According to their Wikipedia page, it closed down in 2014. So if you did not experience Quizilla, I feel sorry for you, because it was absolutely, like, fantastic. It was awful to navigate. If you were putting stories on there, it was awful to navigate, but I never really put any stories on there. I don't think I put any stories on there. Question number 3 is, how has the fandom in fiction evolved since you found it? And like I said, it has just evolved structurally, because now you have fanfiction.net, and you have Archive of Our Own, and Novellas, Amoeba, Wattpad. All of those are used for fanfiction. Also, some of them are used for original writing, but a lot of them have fanfiction aspects about them, and I think that fanfiction itself has become something that's more acceptable than it was before, because I used to not tell anybody. I was like super, like, oh my gosh, they're gonna judge me, I'm such a nerd. Like, not that I wasn't a nerd anyways, but it was just something that was kind of like taboo. Like, you didn't talk about fanfiction. It was like kind of like a Fight Club kind of thing. We don't talk about it. We all do it, but we don't talk about it, kind of thing. So I think that as far as that goes, it's interesting to see how much it's evolved since it started forever ago. But as far as like fandoms and stuff go, I mean, things have gone through the roof. There are thousands and thousands of fandoms and stories, one-shots, series. It's absolutely amazing to see how many stories are out there, and there's never one exactly like the other. Every story is just a little bit different. There's a little bit more. There's writings that's different. There's there's just everything is different about it. Things have evolved and people are more involved in it now, I think, more than ever. People who don't really want to call themselves writers, they write fanfiction. People write fanfiction all the time. I mean, it's fantastic. I love fanfiction. Question number 4 is, do you still engage with it the way that you used to? I think now in the past 2 years, I can't think of when I opened my fanfiction account, but within that, I have been more involved in fanfiction than I have ever. I have always written fanfiction, but I never put it anywhere. I never had like complete stories, and now I have a fanfiction.net account, an archive of our own, Wattpad, Novellas, and Amoeba, which I don't think I update my Amoeba anymore, but those I try to keep up with a little bit more, especially my fanfiction archive of my own and Wattpad. Archive of our own. I said my own. Archive of our own, but I think I am enjoying it a lot more now than I think I used to, because I have specific things that I would like to see done in a fandom, in a story, and I don't think that some people touch on those things, and it's interesting because I really like OCs, and a lot of people, when they think of fanfiction, they think, oh, you're taking 2 characters from a show and you're like shipping them together, or you're making them fight, or you're making them do this. Well, I really like OCs. I like adding a new character to see how that would have changed the dynamic of the show, so, or the book, or whatever it is. I mean, I'm involved in a ton of fandoms, so take your pick. Which leads me to question number 5, which fandoms do you enjoy reading or writing? And like I said, I don't do a lot of reading anymore. I still read some, especially if I'm starting a new fanfiction. I like to research. I like to look at, like, when I started writing my Saving Moriarty, which is a Sherlock fanfiction, which is about Moriarty's wife, I went on to fanfiction and I googled, I searched in the little bar, Moriarty's wife, and I wanted to look and see if other people had touched on maybe him having a wife, and I wanted to see how they approached it, and I wanted to approach it from a different angle. I wanted to see how I could fit Melanie into this aspect without changing too much about the show. So that's one of them, is I really do a lot of research when I'm getting ready to do a new one. Fandoms that I am in are Sherlock, 100, Dance with Devils, Soul Eater, the Legion series, Journey of a Lifetime, the Beautiful Disaster series, and what else did I forget? Maze Runner, and I think that's it. I think that's all of them. I think I got all of them. Those are the fandoms that I have written. And I do read a lot of... I used to read a lot of Supernatural because I used to like to read about them having a sister. So I really liked that. Question number 6, which is a question that I am just going to give a quick answer to, is what is your OTPs? And I don't write about OTPs. I don't write like 2 characters from a story. I don't do that. I make my own characters. So, yeah. Now, question number 7 is, have you told anybody you write fanfiction? My best friend knows I write fanfiction because she is my proofreader for a lot of things. She's basically my proofreader. She reads it before I put it online so that she can check, because I miss words a lot. So she's my proofreader. So she knows. And I think my sister knows. And then all of you guys know now. You all guys know? You all guys know. You guys all know that I write fanfiction now. So there you go. Those are all the people who know. Question number 8 is, what does fanfiction mean to you? And for this question, I have to say that fanfiction is, to me, a way to engage more deeply into a story that you just don't want to let go yet, a universe that you don't want to get out of. It's a way to just interact with these characters and to have fun, and I just love it. I love it. It means, and I know a lot of people are like, oh, well, you write fanfiction, so you are ripping off somebody else's work, and I don't see it that way. I think that fanfiction, for somebody who is writing their own story, I would love to see fan fiction about my story someday if it ever makes it out there. Because I think it's something that means that the people who are writing this fan fiction have so much passion about this story and about this universe that they want to continue to be in it. They continue to want to do stuff like that. So I think it's important to not only the readers, but also I feel as somebody who would want fan fiction written about mine, I'd be honored, you know, kind of thing. I think that it's a really nice thing. Question number 9 is, do you prefer canon-based or AUs? So canon-based follows the story. AUs are outside of the story. It can be anything. I mean, you have high school AUs, you have coffee shop AUs. Like, there's lots of AUs out there. I usually stick to canon-based. I like to follow the story of as it goes. I like to keep with what is happening and keep it as close to canon as I physically possibly can. I do like to read AUs occasionally, but AUs for me are sometimes difficult because I feel like sometimes people get too far AU for me personally. I mean, I guess you can't ever get too far AU if you want to do it and you think it's cool, but for me personally, sometimes AUs are just too much. I need to keep more to the story. And the last question is, tell us about a fanfiction you've either read or written. And okay, my fanfictions that I have 3 Sherlock fanfictions. Addictions, I'm looking at my list right here. Addictions, 3 Makes a Set, and Saving Moriarty. I already mentioned that one. Saving Moriarty, which all follow different characters through the show. You have Saving Moriarty, which is about Moriarty's wife. Addictions is about John's niece. And 3 Makes a Set is about a third Holmes, a sister, who I really like. So I have Sherlock, and then next I have 1 Maze Runner fanfiction, which is about a girl who is in the Maze Runner series, who is in with the boys at the beginning, and it's pretty, I like it. I like that one. It's fun to write. I like writing her. I think she's interesting to do. I have Darkness Will Fall, which is a Unbreakable by Cami Garcia series, the Legion series, which I only have 1 chapter for that so far. I haven't written another one yet, but it's a pretty unknown, like, category. I feel like not a lot of people have done anything for that. I think I'm the only one on, it's either Archive of Our Own. I think it's Archive of Our Own that I'm the only one who's written something for that category, but it'll pick up, I think, because it's a really good book. Shout out. Go read that book. Next I have Journey of a Lifetime, which is my biggest fanfiction. It's my longest one so far. It's got 12 chapters, and it is a Once Upon a Time fanfiction about Killian Jones' daughter Lucy, who is in love with Peter Pan. So it was a good one. I like that one too. I really like her too. I have My Hidden Soul, and I have 2 other Soul Eater fanfictions that I'm not sure if I'm going to continue with. I wrote 1 chapter for each of those, and I've wrote 1 chapter for My Hidden Soul, but I really like My Hidden Soul. So I have some Soul Eater fanfiction. I have Surviving Earth, which is a 100 fanfiction, which is about a girl named Sasha, who is Bellamy's girlfriend, and her life with them on the ground, and that's fanfiction. And the last one that I have is called The Devil's Dragon, and it is in the Dance with Devils community. And that is an anime show, and if you haven't gone and watched it, and you like anime, and you like comedy / whatever, it's got singing, which is random, but it's a good anime if you really like something that's short and like it's good. You should go see it. You should go watch it if you really like animes. That's a really good one. And I had never heard of it before, but I watched it and I really enjoyed it. So there's those fanfictions. I said lastly, but I lied. I actually have 2 more fanfictions that I just started, literally just started. One is called Beautifully Broken, and the other is called Beautiful Secrets, and it is from the Beautiful series by Jamie McGuire, where you have Beautiful Disaster, and then the following Maddox Brothers books, and I binge read all of them. I bought the rest of them on Wednesday. They came in Wednesday of last week, and I've finished all of them. I read all of them. I love them so much, so I started writing some fanfiction for that. Okay, sorry for the angle change, guys. I completely forgot when I was filming this to talk about my Beautiful Disaster fanfictions, and as I mentioned a second ago from where you're watching, The first one is called Beautifully Broken, and it is about Tessa Maddox, who I made them a sister, and she runs away at the age of 18, and it is a present and past story where you see where she ran away, and then 2 years later when she starts to reconnect with her family. And then the second one is Beautiful Secrets, and it is about a girl named Lucy, which actually I have 2 Lucys now. Her name is Lucy, and it is a story between her and Kobe, who, if you have read Beautiful Oblivion, it is Camille's youngest brother, and it is their story. I'm not sure if they're going to fall in love yet, but it's their story together. It is their story, and I really, really like them, and they're super cute. And there's 2 chapters for Beautifully Broken, and 1 chapter for Beautiful Secrets, and I'm going to be updating those soon because I already have the next chapters written, so those are good. And on a side note, as talking about fanfictions that I'm going to write, I'm going to talk about some upcoming fanfictions. I am also keeping in the universe of the Beautiful Disaster. I plan on writing one for Clark, which is the middle brother for her, and I plan on writing about Hadley, who is a specific Maddox's daughter. And when you read the books, if you have not read the books, I will not spoil it for you as to which Maddox brother that it is, but one of them has a daughter, and he names her Hadley, and that is that. So I'm going to be doing fanfictions about that. I don't think that I have any other fanfictions right now that I'm, like, getting ready to start. That is a lie. That is a lie, too. I actually plan on doing an Attack on Titan fanfiction eventually, and having a partner for Levi. But we'll see how long it takes me to get into that one and to get going on that, so hopefully some of these fanfictions will get updated soon because I haven't updated them in a while, so maybe this tag will give me a kick up the butt and be like, you should update your fanfictions. So, yeah. That is the fanfiction book tag, and I think it's not the fanfiction book tag, it's just the fanfiction tag. That is the fanfiction tag, guys, and it was so much fun, and I enjoy fanfiction. I hope you enjoy fanfiction. One last thing, if you ever want to read any of my fanfiction on any given fanfiction website, I'm pretty sure all of them are the same. I know on Fanfiction and Wattpad and Archive of Our Own, my username is Moriarty's Wife, but I will link that down below in all of my fanfiction-y places if you want to find me there. So, that is all I have for you guys today, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!